Hi, I'm Debi from the Melanoma Education Foundation.
And I'm Megan Rothschild from Surviving Skin.
And you're watching Skin Talk. You're watching a brand new talk show that Megan and I have put together. And the sole focus for us to create this talk show and get to audiences like you is the huge misconception that melanoma is merely a skin cancer.
And easy thing to overcome.
And you, of all people, know, being a melanoma survivor.
I hear it all the time. Every time I go out and talk to people about my experience, it's always, oh, it's easy, you just got it cut off, it's no big deal. And you know, I think that's really one of the main reasons why we're here, is to stress how much it is a big deal. Unfortunately.
I mean, the statistics and the research and stuff that I do is absolutely crazy. I mean, 1 hour, somebody dies from melanoma.
That's insane.
And the research that I was looking up earlier today was that melanoma actually triples the rate of HIV.
Wow.
I mean, when you see it on the chart, that I don't have to show you, but it's like, this is HIV and this is melanoma.
Well, it's one of the most common form of cancer for adolescents, right? Ages 15 to 29. It's becoming, you know, an epidemic, unfortunately, in that age group. So, I mean, I was 20 when I was diagnosed, and it's right. It's, you know, it's almost like a behavioral. There can be behavioral changes that can be made, but it's almost as if you're not protecting yourself and you're not taking it as seriously as you should be. That's unfortunately when, you know, something leads into melanoma.
Well, and that's why, you know, the Melanoma Education Foundation, which out of, you know, all the foundations that I have researched, devoting my time to this one, I found particularly compelling because they're out there. They're like going door to door. They're talking to people. This is the one cancer that actually could be cured, if I could say that, by education. By being knowledgeable about about what's on your skin. I mean, we're told as women to go to our, you know, gynecologist every year. You know, we're told to get a physical every year by our insurance company. I mean, these are all things. Why? People are telling this over and over again because it's just, you know, safety precautions. It's just, you know, better to know, catch it early. So this particular organization actually facilitated a skin check program that with handouts, homework sheets, and all that, has brought to the health educators of schools and said, please, present this to the class. It's only 45 minutes. It's an easy thing for the teachers. They just stand there and present the information, and it's a done deal. And in 10 years that the organization has been around, we're in 875 schools nationwide now.
I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer because you see, you know, I remember back in my high school days, you get all the other education, the safe sex education, the no tobacco education, the, you know, no alcohol until you're 21. Why isn't anyone giving the safe skin talk? And that's where your work is so imperative because it's an easy thing to do.
Yes, because they think, oh, it's just the sun. I want some color. It feels good. Oh, no big deal.
It's a vanity issue. It looks good.
Oh, you know, you get a sunburn after a week or so. It peels, it goes away. So they think, oh, I have something, oh, it's been there for years. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't bleed, it doesn't itch, it doesn't have anything. So therefore people aren't going to be in tune to it. And that's another misconception about melanomas, because there's no side effects and there's no pain involved.
And there's no symptoms until it's progressed to a stage where it's serious. It's very, very serious.
I mean, if you get, you know, a bug bite or a bee sting, you're like, you know, you got to do something about it. Or if you get a sunburn, it's like this constant little poke in the side that says, I need to do something about it. But with melanoma, you don't have that. And then it gets to the point where it's too late. You know, with one of the examples of being in the school, which is just really touches my heart when we get information like this, which we don't get all too often. But a mother had called a couple of months ago and said that you know, she had noticed, or her son had noticed something on the back of his leg, and he was 15. And he's a shy type of kid, you know, adolescence, different things are going on in their body, whatever, And he was in class, and they were presenting our skin check program. And of course, all the kids are like, you know, looking at the information in the video and being like, you know, they're checking themselves out. And so he knew that he had this on the back of his leg for about a year. But he just thought, I'm a boy, things are growing and popping on my body all the time. Told his mom, and his mom called us, and obviously I'm not a doctor, we don't profess to be doctors, but we are educated enough to help people. And I urged her to go to the dermatologist just to get it checked out. She called me 2 weeks later, it was melanoma.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
That at least makes us feel like, wow, this information that we're providing, this educational work that we're servicing is really impacting people and saving lives for what we do. So for me, it wasn't enough to just stop there and just get into the schools. And that's why we talked and said, you know what, we need to get in front of people like you and say, listen, how could we help? How could we educate? How could we make a difference and make an impact to lower these statistics?
Exactly. And I think more people are taking it seriously. I mean, I don't know if you've heard about Eucerin's new campaign, the Skin First Pledge.
Yes.
You know, Eucerin been around years and years, international
company. Because you were
always
into that. I think that I knew it from information you gave me.
I mean, they're a great product line anyways, but they have started this new campaign where it's basically asking people to sign a pledge stating that they will take their skin health just as seriously as they take their regular health.
That's awesome.
You know, just going to see the doctor once a year. You should be going to see a dermatologist once a year.
Yeah.
And you can actually go onto their website, you can sign this pledge, it's very interactive. They have this great Facebook page that posts weekly or daily even tips, you know, how to care for your skin and things like that. But it's not so much, you know, okay, I'm signing this pledge to say that I'll take it seriously. It's just bringing awareness to the topic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are thousands and thousands of people out there that use Eucerin products that have never made the connection, okay, I'm taking care of my skin, maybe I should check out for moles and be, you know, kind of aware of the skin cancers and of the ABCDEs and things like that. And
that's where the lack of education comes in.
Exactly.
That it's like, okay, did you know, when I got my first sunburn or my first sun poisoning, it's like, what the heck is this? You know, it's just about somebody telling you or sharing with you what to do. You know, and the pamphlets and stuff that MEF has, of course, teaches you that, but it's getting there. But you know, we're just a small organization. We're just two people trying to do our part and get out there into the audience. But it's companies like Eucerin who are like, listen, I see the need here.
Exactly.
That we could fill. Why? Because we're a big company. We do have these kind of products. We're out in the public eye. Let's do something.
Exactly. It's great that they're aligning themselves like that. I mean, I think more companies need to do that. But you see now more skin lines building in an SPF. They already have, you know, on your daily lotion, your facial lotion. I mean, I don't know anyone who, makeup already has it in.
Now, not that a lot of people look for that, oh, let me find makeup that has SPF. It's a very small percentage of people who are going to care about that.
Yep.
And that's, you know, sort of bringing the point. Well, you know, even the show that you talked to me about.
The Big C.
Right. Now,
Laura Linney.
Yeah. So here Eucerin is like making an impact. And now they're actually having a show about cancer, about melanoma in particular. Because we know that there's so many cancers out there.
Exactly.
But yet melanoma is just really hitting home. And you knew more about the show than me because you're the one who told me about it.
Yeah, it's on Showtime. It's Laura Linney is the star. She's, you know, she's been in all sorts of movies. But she is basically, she's a school teacher who's been diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma. And I guess it's, I unfortunately haven't had a chance to see it, but it's kind of got a comedic twist to it. And it's, you know, it's a show about her kind of shedding the things in her life that she doesn't want anymore, that are useless to her. And
don't we all wish we could do that?
It's I'm like
on a lot of other levels.
But no, I mean it's been getting great reviews, and like I said, it's on Showtime, and she's just a great actress anyways. So.
And you know it's funny because after you mentioned that, before I forget, because I did pull something off the internet, and there was one thing that Gary Levine, who is I want to say he's the producer, had made a quote. And he said that the show is not meant to be instructive. This should not be your go-to place if you've just been diagnosed with cancer. It's a show about living, not dying. And it's a show not for everyone because it's, you know, and it's not a show for everyone because we're all living on borrowed time. And I thought that was like an awesome quote.
Yeah.
Because it is. I mean, we were given a life, and whatever we do with that life is in our hands.
Right.
So I don't want to say, okay, you know, when is our clock going to stop ticking?
Right.
But if we could prolong it as much as we can.
Well, I think it's good that he's saying not for this to be instructive, too, because you don't want, I mean, so many people with the whole, you know, WebMD craze and just Googling your symptoms and things like that. And you don't want to be self-diagnosing.
Yeah.
You want to go to the dermatologist and
one doctor actually told me, do not go on the website.
Don't go on WebMD.
Yeah, because they are.
You self-diagnose.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
because of the fact that he says there's so much information on there, and to what's to the extreme, and what's really to the opposite end of the extreme of not giving you too much information. Something's giving you too much information, and now you're speculating.
Right.
You know, so...
I know, doctors are there for a reason.
Yeah, no, I think maybe he said that so that we would keep going.
Don't put me out of a job. MD is not your job.
Yeah, exactly.
Your doctor. And neither is the C word, you know?
No, exactly, exactly. But, I mean, it is good. I've seen modern technology and the information is out there that we can go to as a resource. But you really have to have a balance of what it is that you're taking in.
Absolutely.
I mean, even doctors' words for it. Yeah. I mean, you know, well, your arm. I mean, how are you doing with that? I totally forgot to ask you.
No, that's, I mean, I was at the doctor's a couple weeks ago. I went out to see the dermatologist, and, you know, just a point to kind of drive home about the whole taking charge of your own health. I had pointed out this mole located on my arm, and he was like,
you pointed it out.
I pointed it out, and he was like, oh, it looks fine, and I'm like, no, I don't feel right. You know, I've had melanoma. I just want it off. It's changing. It's doing funny things. He took it off, and it was severely dysplastic, which, for those who may not be familiar with the terminology, is the step before cancer. So, had to go back in, had to go get more skin removed, because what they do is they have to clear the margins to make sure that no cancer has gone, or nothing has become cancerous, or there's no, odd cells around the surrounding area. Ended up with 11 stitches, which is a pretty, I mean, it's about a 2-inch incision. I've got a Band-Aid over it, so you can't really, get the idea. I look like Frankenstein underneath it, because there's these like nasty blue stitches.
You always look beautiful anyway. A little more wound.
It's just, it's frustrating, because it's all you being like, no, take this off, and it's, melanoma, it's, the most unfortunate thing about it is it's a lifelong struggle. It's a lifelong battle. It's not something, oh, I had it and now I'm over it. It's now I've had it.
Or it's off my skin, so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Now I'm at risk to get it again. I'm at a greater risk. Everyone in my family's at a greater risk, because now I have a family history. And it's just, it affects not only you, but your entire surrounding area. And it's just, that's again
mental,
why.
It's physical.
Yeah, it's emotional.
It's
getting cut up every 3 months isn't fun. And if I had known about this through an education program when I was in school, maybe I would have used sunscreen. I mean, it's even if you get a burn before the age of 18, it greatly increases your risk of melanoma. So,
and that's the thing. I think there's a lot of again, going back to the misconception that it's like, okay, if you have a sunburn, if you if you have too many sunburns or whatever at a certain age, if what were the other ones?
Family history, fair skin, light eyes.
Fair skin. But even dark-skinned people, I mean,
Bob Marley died.
Yes, it was just coming out of my mouth.
Yep,
exactly. People may think that there was other factors involved as to why he died, but he really did die.
He died
of melanoma.
Yep.
Particularly in the scalp.
Yeah.
I mean, and I am, working very hard right now to get into hair salons.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that's huge.
Yep.
Because I don't know what's, in the back of my head or the back of my neck, and especially with, dark hair.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that. And the hair salon is someone you go to every 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's a great idea.
And it's not, making people paranoid.
No.
About, oh my goodness, what's this? Oh no, what happened? Oh, I got a sunburn. I mean, no, everything is with balance.
Yep.
But again, it's just being educated. Right. If you, got a cut and you're like, oh, do I need stitches? I mean, it's just being aware of like what's there, how do I take care of it, how do I monitor it, how do I, watch it, make sure it doesn't scar, make sure it doesn't get infected kind of thing. And it's the same thing about taking charge of your body. Well, we're taking charge of our body because we go to the doctor.
Right.
I mean, not all of us go, we should, but, if those who don't, then at least take charge of yourself by looking and seeing, is there anything different on my skin? Does anything look abnormal from what it did before?
Yep.
But at least by going to a doctor or dermatologist is the first step.
Yeah.
But don't just, I don't want to say don't trust the doctors, but don't just stand there and just expect these doctors to be like, okay, tell you, because, in your situation, if most people